Without further ado, I want to introduce our next act, who is debuting here. And in the early 80s, he was with a band that I'm quite familiar with called Southside Johnny and the Ashbury Jukes. And looking really forward to seeing what he has to say solo-wise. Everybody, please welcome Joel Cage.
Just so you know, can you hear me? Yeah. I can't see anything. So to this old folk song, Catch My Bearings. If I listen long enough to you, find a way, believe that it's all true. Knowing that you lie straight face while I cry, and I look to find a reason to believe. Someone like you makes it hard to live without somebody else. Someone like you makes it easy to give nothing about myself. If I were to try to change your mind, try to get you to leave the past behind, knowing that we lie straight face while I cry, till I look to find a reason to believe. If I listen long enough to you, I find a way to believe that it's all true. Knowing that you lie straight-faced while I cry, that I look to find a reason to believe. Oh, I look to find a reason to believe. Someone like you, someone like you. I'm growing tired of having to make a stand. I'm growing tired of having to start all over again. I'm growing tired of giving my heart only to get nothing in return. I'm growing tired of being burned. I've been waiting my whole life, it seems. Well, that's my chance, is it in my dreams? Oh, how many many times am I asking the same questions? How many times must I stand and fall? How many times am I slated for rejection? How many times must I stand and fall? I'm growing tired of you breaking all the rules. I'm growing tired of you running with guys from the same old school. I'm growing tired of being your redemption up until you find somebody new. I'm growing tired of being screwed. I've been walking on that one same road. So many failures have been before. How many times am I asking the same questions? How many times must I stand and fall? How many times am I slated for rejection? How many times must I stand and fall? I've been living on the outside, contemplating suicide. But you can take me at my word. This lesson I have learned. You better stand tall, or you better stand and fall. I'm growing tired of watching the good life pass me by. I'm growing tired of not know the reason why. I've been waiting my whole life, it seems, for one true love. Is she in my dreams? Have I been walking on the one same road? So many failures have been before. I've been wasting my life in vain. Where's my chance? Have I thrown it away? How many times am I asking the same questions? How many times must I stand and fall? How many times am I slated for rejection? How many times must I stand and fall? How many times? How many times? How many times?
So I'm Joel Cage, and I'm the quintessential starving artist. Been doing it my whole life, never had much. Never made much. Short version is I was born, I grew up, I had a kid. 30 years later, he bought me a car. I figured I must have done something right. A little while back, he was going through a crisis, and as a parent, I felt like I should step in and solve his problems, and he waved me off, said, "Back off, I'll take care of this myself." And so I was sitting outside a gig one night, getting ready to go play, and caught up in this feeling that I shouldn't be here. This isn't where I belong. I should be down there helping him with this thing. But I knew that if I was, he'd send me packing. So I figured the only thing I could do is pour the best of myself into the moment and hope that some of that energy found its way down to his sphere of being. This came out.
Give yourself, 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 give yourself to the man up above. You call it worship, you call it love. You give yourself only what you got to give. Give it every moment you live. Give yourself, give yourself, give yourself, give yourself, give yourself. Every now and then a break, always be in motion. With every breath that you take, you give yourself only what you truly need. Don't go looking for trouble. Don't be bothered with claims. Give yourself. Give yourself. Give yourself. Give yourself. Love, and together you build the things that only in dreams you would be thinking of. You give yourself only what you got to give. Give it every moment you need. Give yourself. Give yourself, 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 give yourself. It's a simple song of love. She elbows my ribs and says keep quiet. As I go running off at the mouth again. I know she loves me, there's no doubt of it. She loves me just the way I am. She loves me just the way I am. Just the way I am. And I don't mind counting this wretched garden, because I know she will prepare me before the fall. And the love she gives me jump into a barrel and go over again to let the leap of faith define me for the woman who will take my hand. Just the way I am. Just the way I am. I've been busy helping others. I have held the caress of many healing hands. But now I've chosen one restless lover who can love me just the way I am. She loves me just the way I am. So I jump into a barrel and go again to let the leap of faith define me. To let the leap of faith define me. To let the leap of faith define me for the woman who will take my hand. Love me just the way I am. Just the way I am. She loves me just the way I am. Just the way I am. She loves me just the way I am.
How much time I got? Time for a couple more. Yeah. That's no number. One of the most fascinating, ubiquitous aspects of evil, as depicted in both mythology and scripture, is that you have to let it in. I always thought that Dracula was so charming, dressed up in the tuxedo and being so polite because you have to let him in. It doesn't besiege you, you let it in. So I was sitting outside thinking about this one night, and I was imagining this guy standing there in the throes of a quandary, troubled times, and up through the ground billows, with dirt at his feet, the devil standing there looking at him, waiting to see if he chooses to do the right or wrong thing. And there's a million reasons to do the wrong thing. We do the wrong thing for love, for money, for greed, for ego, even though we always know the right thing. And so if the guy chooses to do the wrong thing, the devil reaches out to grab onto his shoulder. And if he chooses to do the right thing, he slips through his fingers. And if you continue to do the right thing, you levitate to the point where even when the devil billows out of the ground, he can't reach you. You're too high. So I had this thought, this cartoon characteristic of things bubbling out behind my eyelids, and I wrote this tune. It was just around Memorial Day, and I remember reading a comic of a guy standing there by the grill, and he says, I got the burgers, got the dogs, got the steak, I got it all. It's all there. And in the smoke billowing up from the grill, you can see the faces of the dead soldiers that he's supposed to be honoring. And the devil comes up out of the ground behind him, and if all he can see is the meat, he can reach out and grab onto his shoulder. And if he notices the faces in the smoke, it goes back into the ground. From my head to my shoulders, my feet to my bone, heart beating out of my chest like a drum. Things that I do and the people I see, trying to connect to the world around me. All that I am, both in life and in dreams. Everything just as it seems, just as always up through the ground. The devil, he comes where the shit's falling down. It's all ways up through the ground. The devil, he comes for your soul. Out up above, out in the daylight, the bird. Let me get that right. Out in the daylight, above in the sky, there's a lone bird hovering listlessly by, and I wonder if he could be looking down to see a bullseye on my head and some beast behind me, because it's all ways up through the ground. The devil, he comes where the shit's falling down. It's all ways up through the ground. The devil, he comes for your soul. High up above all the birds and the bees, the people, the places, the houses and trees. Way out above, you know what is real. But the only thing left is the stuff that you feel. Here you can hide if you think that you need, when the devil comes out to feed. It's all ways up through the ground. The devil, he comes where the shit's falling down. It's all ways up through the ground. The devil, he comes for your soul. And it's all ways up through the ground. The devil, he comes where the shit's falling down. And it's all ways up through the ground. The devil, he comes for your soul. The devil, he comes for your soul. When you play rock and roll, the devil, he comes for your soul. Maybe time for one or two. One more? My dad was a bulging briefcase middleman from the 50s. And one-man business back in the day when one-man businesses could last, and he did well for himself up until about mid-70s when they passed a law, and allowing big industry to bid directly to small jobs, and thousands of one-man, middleman businesses went tanked up overnight. So he took to selling sunglasses at malls and fairs. And I remember I used to talk to him about life and, feast and famine. And he'd always say to me, if it's not working out, you can always do what I do, sell sunglasses. And I remember after all those years of being, a day job guy and, supporting me as a musician, I finally got a chance to say, look, now you know what I do. You book the gig, you go to the gig, you set up, you play the gig, you break down, and you go home. That's pretty much the job. He did that till his 80s. I remember one of these conversations, I got to the point where he was, suggesting I go sell sunglasses, and I had the epiphany that there's no turning back. I am what I am, and this is what I'm gonna be. So I penned this to give a voice to that notion. And I thank you for listening. It's a world where there's commentary, strange things happening all the time. And I wonder if we had the choice, we'd choose the news to be laid out in rhyme. There's a little bit more poetry in our rhetoric we need, instead of headlines screaming out, making my ears bleed. All the words come fast, will the words ring true? Ain't no better way for me to tell you I love you. I'll sing to my last, I'll sing to my blue. Ain't no better way for me to tell you I love you. Yeah, when it comes time to write a song, I got to look the other way. There's plenty of places from which you can get your day to day. It's not that I don't wanna know what's going on, I just don't want none of that silly stuff in the spirit of my song. And the words come fast, but the words ring true. Ain't no better way for me to tell you I love you. I'll sing to my last, I'll sing to my blue. Ain't no better way for me to tell you I love you. I wonder if the time will come when I got nothing left to say. I spend my whole life holding forth on things I deem important every day. There are some songs that will come to you like a message you receive. I'll just keep on keeping on, singing what I believe. And then the words come fast, and the words ring true. Ain't no better way for me to tell you I love you. I'll sing to my last, I will sing till I'm blue. Ain't no better way for me to tell you I love you. Oh, the words come fast, the words ring true. I'll sing to my last, I will sing